Oh, well hello there. It's me. I'm Nobody. And today I want to talk about how we're sort of getting burned out with Elden Ring.
Don't say that.
At least I am. You know, that game we all come to know and love where America and a blue witch lady with 4 arms is manipulating you into doing what they want.
I don't listen to women. I don't listen to women. They ain't ready for the big man slap. I got a big hand.
Cut it out!
Okay.
Yeah, that game. Before the DLC, I had something to look forward to. Something, you know, keeping me playing. And it had my mind racing of what changes may come. But now that the DLC has come to pass, I already know that there's nothing else left. At least for the distant future. We didn't get the PvP changes that we needed, you know, the player limit and the Hunter's Tongue being able to not turn off. But besides that, the PvP is pretty much stale. I mean, you keep engaging with these powerful weapons that one-shots people and one-shots you. And after you played the PvE side of the game 2 or 3 times, I mean, there's not really much going on there anymore either. It's pretty much played out, in other words. But there was a weird announcement saying that Sony was gonna buy Kadokawa, you know, FromSoft's parent company. And this just stirred up a whole other range of emotions. You mean the company that still hasn't remade Bloodborne? Yes, that company. And they wanna buy Kadokawa, pretty much owning From Software and having Miyazaki all to themselves.
Oh no!
Now what does this mean? Does this mean that FromSoft games in the future is gonna be solely for PS5 and above? I hope not. I'm good since I have, you know, both PlayStation and Xbox, but still, maybe I want to play on my Xbox. And for the ones who don't have a PlayStation, I mean, what the hell? You just leaving them out altogether? Although that's just speculation and it might not be the case, but you never know with Sony. Hopefully they don't buy Kadokawa. Hopefully Kadokawa just tells them no, but you never know. But there was a sneaky little rumor going on with that Dark Souls 3 was gonna get a remake. And let me tell you, I am giddy. I mean, Bloodborne deserves a remake, no doubt about it. But I love Dark Souls 3, it's where I learned most of my PvP from. And since Elden Ring's PvP is getting kinda stale and I'm getting kinda bored with it, I decided I'ma hop on Dark Souls 3, you know, just to go through it again and see how active the PvP is. On PlayStation it seems a little more active than Xbox, but on Xbox you still get a little bit of PvP here and there. And it is so much fun. I am reminded why I got so obsessed with the PvP in Dark Souls 3 in the first place, which led me to Elden Ring and Bloodborne. I mean, even if you win or lose, it's still so much fun, you know, getting the hang of it again. Because PvP is totally different from Elden Ring. I mean, it's similar but different. And yes, there is still ganking in Dark Souls 3. I mean, there was always ganking in Dark Souls 3. But for the people who haven't played it, yes, there's definitely ganking. Matter of fact, there are PvP hotspots where ganks go to, you know, have fun. But on the invader side, you actually get a chance to get help, unlike Elden Ring, with its 4-player limit. Dark Souls has a 6-player limit. So if you're going up against a gank of 3, you can expect, you know, a co-invader if you survive long enough. And yes, the gank is usually paired with overpowered phantoms with in-game gear, but you know, it is what it is. So, just in case they make a remake, let's go over a few things that you probably want to do before you progress too far into the game. So with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe, because it's free and it really helps me out. And I really do appreciate all the support. Let's go talk about Dark Souls 3 and what you need to do in order to get the full experience. Okay, bye. Now, what should you expect going into Dark Souls 3? Well, if they don't change anything, if they make the remake, then you can expect to be invaded solo. In order to be invaded in that game, you need to be embered, which is basically a rune arc. It gives you a small amount of health, but after defeating every boss, you pretty much get auto-embered, whether you like it or not. So if you don't want to be invaded, you pretty much play offline or you murder yourself right after you beat a boss. Now if you summon phantoms, that's also allowed, but you will have to be embered to summon those phantoms, which in turn opens you up for invasions. You get no world map and you get no compass. It's just pretty much a linear map all the way through with, you can get lost in certain areas, but it's not lost for a very long time. You can find your way out if you move around long enough. But certain quest lines are missable, so you want to make sure to talk to everybody you see. Revisit your Firelink shrine to see if they're hanging around, and make sure you talk to them if you see them there. Exhaust everybody's dialogue. And usually they will appear in a Firelink shrine either to be a merchant or just a one-time thing to talk to them and then they move on to their next location. If you're just starting out, right at the main hub, there's a tree you can jump on to get up top to a secret area you're not supposed to be at yet. Usually you have to pay 20,000 souls to get up there, but it's a little easy skip you can do, and you can go all the way around to find a crystal lizard, or a scarab if you're using Elden Ring terms. But you just run up, kill the crystal lizard, get all his goodies, which is a very rare upgrade material. Then you run back onto the rooftops, and there will be a little doorway you can enter. Here you'll have to be careful, make sure you climb up on the rafters very carefully not to fall off, because you don't really want to try to jump up that tree again. Here you can pick up a flask upgrade, and you can trade items later on to those birds to get extra items. And an illusionary wall that will lead you to a ring that will get you more souls in the beginning, because you always need more souls. First starting out, you don't want to level up too much because there's a thing called covenants. And one of these covenants is the Watchdogs of Fair and Keep, which is mostly active around low levels. So I would say stop about around level 20 with a +2 weapon or a +1 special weapon. Now you can progress in the game, just don't level up so you can be called into that area if, trespassers come around. And yes, you will technically be an invader invading a host, but it's different. It's more like you protecting that area from anybody who enters there, who is embered, of course. It doesn't matter if you kill the host or if a mob kills a host. As long as the host dies while you're there, you will get a reward, so to speak. And collecting 10 of these rewards, you will be able to turn in for a special weapon or spell. You don't get to pick, it's pretty much just given to you. In this case, giving 10 of these blade grass to the Watchdog of the Fair and Keep, you will receive a special sword, kind of like the Bloodhound Fang. And if you murder 10 more hosts while in this covenant, or just get 10 of these blade grass that you can farm from mobs, but it takes a really long time to farm these rewards, so it's pretty much easier just to engage into PvP. But after turning in 20 more of these, you will get the shield that goes with the sword, which no one really uses, but it's just in case you want everything the game has to offer. Now after that, you can pretty much level up to whatever you want. It's up to you. But there are other covenants which is PvP focused, and they also give different rewards. And one of these covenants is very missable. It is found in the Undead Settlement, and to enter this covenant, you have to ride on a enemy's back. He's not really an enemy, but he looks like all the enemies that came before him, ready to bash your face in with their meat cleavers. But this one's special. Do not attack him or you will miss this covenant forever. And you won't get your crazy blood katana or whatever else they give out, I forget. But it's definitely one mob you don't need to try to murder. But after riding on this NPC's back, you will wake up in the pit, where you can access the Covenant. There are a lot of enemies here, and a lot of bosses that will remind you of Elden Ring. But unless they add a jump button, it won't be like Elden Ring. I know Elden Ring might seem hard, but it's really one of the easier games out of the franchise. And Dark Souls 3 is not that hard once you get used to it, but just starting out, you will kind of throw your controller at your TV a couple times at least. And just like Elden Ring, there are weapons that are good, and there are weapons that are dog shite. You just have to figure out for yourself which ones are good and which ones are not. One of the best parry shields you can get in the game is the Wrought Iron Shield that you can get pretty early on by farming hollows, and the Lothric Knight Straight Sword, which has a pretty nifty true combo that most people cannot escape from. But you want to make sure to look up your guides to make sure you don't miss any quests, because there are some that are very missable. You want to engage in the PvP covenants because some of these rewards are really good. Like one of them, you get a ring that turns you invisible if you're so far away so you can sneak up on people. That's if you're into PvP. On the PvE side, it's pretty much just, enemies going around trying to swarm you. You don't let them swarm you. It's best to take it slow and pace yourself, not rush in, or else you will get rushed by the mobs. The bosses are kind of, bosses. Some are loners, and there are some gank bosses that are in there, but are still pretty fun. After watching YouTube, I have realized that a lot of other people are kind of moving away from Elden Ring. It's just crazy to me how we all just do this all at one time. We all just get tired of it about the same time as everybody else, which is weird. Because I had this idea already that I was gonna go ahead and, go back to Dark Souls 3 before I even seen anybody else was trying other games, but lo and behold, they are. They are trying Demon Souls again, which I heard is pretty much the best PvP system there is when it comes to invasions, because if there's gonna be ganks there, you got 2 more reds to help you out, and you can't really hit each other. I haven't played it, so I need to try it eventually, but I heard twinks are like horrible there. Weapon level doesn't matter, so I'm kind of still iffy about getting into that. But yeah, my ADHD is getting away from me again. Sorry about that. The Dark Souls remake, if it's even real, I really suggest you try it, or if you don't want to try that one, then go ahead and buy Dark Souls 3 and play that. It's a really fun game, but if you're into PvP like I am, you probably want to wait until the remake, where most people are going to be playing at the same time, because people are going to buy it. It's a FromSoft game and it's being remade, so yeah, people are going to buy it. But other than staying at low levels to do that special covenant, Watch Dogs of the Faron Keep, and making sure you don't miss any quest lines, that's really the only thing holding you back. Other than that, it's just free reign. Just do whatever you want to. If you're gonna over level yourself, fine, but the weapon level and player level works just the same as in Elden Ring. The only way to invade or to summon without a password is to be near each other in that weapon range or level range. Going back to Dark Souls 3 has been a lot of fun, and joining the covenants to get the rewards have been fun as well, even when I lose. But starting out, you can feel the difference if you've been playing Elden Ring for a long time, and you have to get back in the swing of things, how to play it. But as I continue on, I can feel little bits of knowledge coming back to me. I start to remember true combos from different weapons, and it's not like Elden Ring where you can hit L2 all day long and pretty much win. You have to swap out between L2 and R2 to complete the combos, which is nice, which makes you think a little bit more while you're fighting. Not like that. I'm not in the higher levels yet, so I'm not taking, a whole lot of damage when I get hit. But then again, I'm not dealing a whole lot of damage either. So I have to think while I move around and try to chip away at my opponents. And my parries don't really one-shot people just yet, so, I gotta pick and choose what time to parry. The only problem is, there's not a lot of people on right now. I can see that it's still active, but it's not as active as I want it to be around certain times. But it seems like Elden Ring is slowly dying out. less and less people playing every day, and the wait times for invasions get longer and longer. Right now I'm just hoping for the best. Hopefully we get something soon to, scratch that itch. I don't know what's in store for us in the future, but if Sony buys Kadokawa, I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna work out. I just want to make this video to, just in case we do get that Dark Souls 3 remake. Some of you probably want to play it blind, but I would not suggest that if you're a completionist wanting everything the game has to offer, because you will miss a lot of stuff if you don't know what you're doing. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Really helps me out. And until next time, have fun, my dudes. Okay, bye.
Did you enjoy this video? Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And if you get but hurt, always remember that this is mostly jokes with a little seriousness sprinkled in between. Remember to have fun and subscribe now to join the Nobody Army. I promise you will not be disappointed. Thank you for watching, my tarnished, and we will see you next time.
Like and subscribe or I'll deathblight you in your sleep. This message has been approved by the Mayor of Froggytown.